Thank you for attending my live lesson here on my Patreon. It's an unlisted link here. So I'm going to take any questions you have. I'm actually going to be, monitoring this on my side here. So please send me the questions that you'd like to answer. You'd like me to answer, and I'll do that. And thank you again for being a Patreon. I'm trying to keep all the material up there. It's hard to satisfy everybody with my material, but I try to give basic information, because I think a lot of guys on YouTube, on Instagram, and who have Patreons, particularly on YouTube, they give so much complicated information that most students can't even learn what they're talking about. So I'm very into basics, because that's how I learned how to play myself. And if you have any questions, it's very important to answer. Let me answer them for you right now on on this live stream. So send me a question through YouTube chats if you can, and if you can hear me okay, please send me a message right now to make sure you can hear me okay. And I'll start off with playing a song. And for example, my last post was about actually all the inversions of the seventh chords. Now, the reason why I give you all these really basic things to learn is because most guitar players don't even know these inversions, okay, or even the basic inversions. So to be able to play jazz or play any style of music, you really got to know the guitar neck and basic stuff. There was a great teacher out here in New York that's I'm sorry, he passed away recently. His name is Bruce Johnson, and he was really a great teacher for this kind of stuff. So knowing the basics is one of the most important things to having a foundation to be able to play anything on the guitar or any instrument, actually. So let me play you some chord melody on this 6-string D'Angelico I have here. And please send me some questions if you haven't done that yet. There's a chat right open here, and I haven't seen anything come in yet. So please send me something. And because today's all about taking questions, okay? Oh, good, Sean. Good. Yeah, Sean's a great student of mine. Hi, Sean, and a patron. And he's been studying with me for I don't know how many months now. At least 5-6 months, I think. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, we're working on some hard tunes. So 3 months. That's all. Thank you, Sean. Wow, it seems like longer. But you learned a lot of stuff in 3 months, actually. So we're going over basic stuff, everybody. So for example, we've been playing a song called "Along Came Betty." So there's a lot of chords in this song. And what happens is, if there's a lot of chords in a song, the best way to be able to play over jazz is not all this complicated stuff people are telling you to do when you're watching a lot of videos and all these fancy lines. It's just to be able to play the basic scale at the right time in the right place, because that's the hard part. Now the fancy stuff comes after. So let me play you. I'm going to play actually right now, "Along Came Betty," because my student Sean's watching, and I'm going to play along. And what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to actually do this with a play along. I'm going to do a solo on this. So I'm going to show you how you can practice these kind of things. 2, 3. was, if you have any questions, please send them, please, because I'd like to get some feedback. What's happening is I'm actually playing scales through the chord progression of a song called Along Came Betty by Betty Golson. And there's a lot of chords to this song. And the hard part is not playing fancy jazz lines. The hard part is just being able to play the right scale or arpeggio over the chord progression while you're playing. So if I'm going like this, the chords go B flat minor, E flat 7, then B minor, E7. There's a lot of chords. Now these are a lot of 2/5 progressions they call them. So there's a lot of chords on this song. This is what they call an advanced song, Along Came Betty. And to be able to get through a song like this, you just have to do really basic things to be able to play these kind of solos, etc., through this piece. So, I mean, I teach my students real basic stuff so they have a foundation. And once you have the foundation, you can actually get through these songs pretty easily, actually. So one of the things I like to use a lot is memorizing finger patterns. So whenever you do a scale, I mean, you should know how to play your scale across the fingerboard, but you should be able to also play the scale one octave from anywhere, any scale, but different fingerings that you can memorize. So like, let's say I'm playing a C major scale. Let's make it a G major scale. Now, see that way I played it? I can play it this way too. See how many ways I just played that scale? Well, you should be able to play your scales in one octave all the way across the neck and up and down the neck without getting lost. Any kind of scale, major, minor, augmented, whatever scale you're playing, diminished. Any kind of the melodic minor or harmonic minor. The point is, you have to really know your neck to be able to play, to master the guitar, but also to be able to play jazz. So what I like to do is I'll be able to play across like this. So I'll go one octave, and I'll try to memorize that one fingering. So I can just move it around the neck. I'm using the same fingering, everybody. So I like to use those techniques because it's easier to get through chords and chord progressions once you know one fingering, but you have to memorize the pattern. Okay, now, so I tend to have my students learn these fingerings, like using different string roots. Like you use your third string root. So if I play G like this, so I went. So this is like I have to play it up an octave higher. I could do it here actually. So that's one fingering, that's one string root pattern. This is another string root pattern, fourth string root. So that was third string root, fourth string root, fifth string root. Then I have to do it here, sixth string root. So those are the different three string roots that I use. The thing is, a lot of students in the beginning, when they're learning how to play jazz, they always think of the root, but you have to eventually break out of being able to play the root and be able to play from any note of the scale. Okay, so any degree we call it in music. So this is the first degree, the first note, second, third, etc., going up the scale. And that's how you get all your fancy notes, like the like the 9. You count up from the root. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a 9. The ninth is the second note of a chord up an octave. Okay, or the sharp 11, which is a flat 5. All these fancy notes. The 13 is actually the 6th degree of the scale going up one octave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13th chord. So that's how you get your fancy notes on chords. You build up in thirds or different intervals, and you see what it is in relationship to the root. But you should also see these chords, and all these chord tones without looking at the root all the time and be able to find it. So that takes a lot of experience and time and practice. So those are some of the things I'd like to talk about. Now, I know there's only a couple of people watching because I only gave an unlisted link to some people, and it is the summer. So it's harder to get people to watch a live stream, but this is going to be re-shown again. So I'm going to remind people on Patreon that they can watch the replay until I make it public for my fans on YouTube. And I'd like to thank my over 26,000 subscribers on YouTube right now for being subscribers. I appreciate it. And and when I go live there, I have tons of people watching me there all the time because it's public, and I get a lot, and I get a lot of engagement, followers, and questions, tons of questions, too many questions. So today was it's a day about asking questions. So does anybody have a question, please? The two people watching, who's watching actually? Raise your hand. Send me a message and let me know what's going on. Let me play you a song for now. I'll play you a solo guitar piece. I'll do like a little ballad for her. Yeah. So that was called But Beautiful, chord melody piece. Now, if you have any questions, please send them to me. I'm trying to see if there's only a couple of people attending today. I actually didn't advertise this particular live stream that much. Oh, are there any methods to sight reading a piece into a solo guitar piece? Oh, Sean, that's great. That's a great question. Let me see. I'm gonna let me take a song out of the real book here, Sean, to show you. For example, let me get a song. Let me just pick one song, for example. If I'm reading a song that I don't know and I want to do chord melody, that's a great question. Let me get this song. Let me pick something easy. So look at this. Sean, I don't even know this song at all. I've seen this in this book. It's called My Buddy. Huh. Okay. So this is on page 284 in the the regular real book, the legal real book actually. And if you look carefully, it's a G major 7 chord. Okay, when I'm sight reading a piece, okay, like this. First, I'll look at the melody and see how it relates to the chords. So this is a D note. So the melody goes like this. First, I play through the chords. So chords go like this: G major 7. It's a ballad. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm doing it slow, fast actually. G6, 2, 3. B diminished 7. A minor 7. D7. So that's the first 8 bars. So next, the melody goes like this. It's actually in 3 too. It's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It's in the key of G. So you have to look at those things too. See, sometimes I skip over those things when I'm reading because I didn't start out playing guitar reading actually. So I did everything by ear. So this song is actually first thing everybody has to do, which I'm guilty of not doing, is look at the key signature and the time signature. So it's the key of G, and it's which is 1 sharp, and it's in 3/4. So now I went through the chords a little bit for you guys. So the melody goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So that's the melody in the beginning, okay? But so now, if I'm going to play through this, this note, that note is a D, and that's a G major 7 chord, okay? So I know that's the 5th, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the chord. So I know I can play this chord on here. I can play this chord on the bottom of that D note. I can play a major 7, or I can make it more fancy by putting like a 9 here. I can make it a 6, 9. Any chord that can fit under that D note. That's a major 7 chord. So you gotta see the chord scale relationship. Then the next note is a B. B, so that's right in the chord. So I'm going 1, 2, 3. Then it goes to G sharp diminished. Now, the G sharp diminished looks like this. So that note's already in the chord. So it's the same melody. So I can go like this now. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I can go the A minor 7. It has these notes in it. Has those same notes there. And then it goes to D7. There's a B on top there. So that's the melody note on top. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's the melody note. So I can put all these chords under there now like this. Watch this. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the thing is, the problem with this melody though, it gets really low. But I can still do it open. Like I could. The next note is G. It does that, so I have a G6 on the bottom. So I can do that. And then it goes, then A minor 7. So that's a little low. So what I suggest a lot of guitar players, when they're doing chord melody, they're sight reading, you have to learn how to transpose up an octave by reading. Now, most guitar players have a hard time reading. They only use tabs, unfortunately. And, I think it's great these days on YouTube and everything to know tabs. But you have to really know the song to be able to play tabs. You can't just like sight read and hear the rhythms and everything without using tabs. I mean, with tabs, you understand? You need sheet music. You need to be able to read music. So I'm going to play this up an octave. So it's going to be like this now. Watch this. So I did all with chord melody, sight reading, chord melody. So I know all my voicing. This takes a lot of experience to learn how to do these kind of voicings and being able to put a chord melody on top. But but the best way to do this, like I tell my students all the time, is to just practice, and try to work this stuff out, and to really learn your neck and your intervals and read. I mean, everything is practice, everybody. It's like a lot of people, guitar players want to take shortcuts. There's no shortcuts in music. Because what happens if you take a shortcut, you're going to get lost and you're going to fall in a hole someplace along the way in the shortcut. Or you'll get lost during the shortcut. And the best thing to do is practice, and, practice things thoroughly, know your basics. So I'm just basically playing a melody on top of a chord, but I know from studying all these years and playing, I know what the note is against the chord. And I can read this and do it by looking at the sheet music on the spot most of the time. Some songs can be much more difficult. This is kind of simple. So if I keep going through the song, it sounds like if I keep doing chord melody, I'm going to sight read the chord melody again. 3, 1, it goes to this. One, 2, and then it goes to the A minor. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna start from the top. Now I'm doing the whole song chord melody. My Buddy, this song is written by Walter Donaldson, Donald Down, and something Gus Kahn. So here's the whole melody, chord melody, sight reading. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. that's the whole song, chord melody. So, before I finish up here, I'm going to do about half an hour of live streaming for today, and I'm going to be reposting this, and you can watch the playback after. If there's any questions about anything today, please let me know. This is a relatively short live stream today, but we only have 2 attendants right now, and when I put it on YouTube, there will be a lot more views for after. But if there's any particular questions you want to know about soloing, technique, chord scales, walking bass lines, anything, let me know right now, and I'll try to answer the question real quick. But I appreciate you guys being patrons and being students, and for watching. And it was kind of last minute notice last night about posting this to my patrons. I actually sent everybody a message to watch this, but you can actually watch it playback anytime. So you can just go back to the post on Patreon and hit the link, and you can watch this playback about what we covered today. Now, if there's any questions or anything about chord melody, please let me know. I have some good reference materials here. Like for example, this new book that has been doing pretty good for a lot of my students have. It's a great book for learning how to do chord melody. So if you ever want to get this book, an autographed copy, let me know. Because I have them some in stock. They were selling out for a couple of weeks, but I got some more in stock. So it teaches you how to do walking bass lines, rhythms, all kinds. Chord melody, harmonizing melodies, all kinds of cool things. So if you want to get into that, please let me know. Again, this is Ron Jackson. This is my Patreon only live lesson. And if you guys want to join my Patreon after this, who's ever watching, please sign up at patreon.com/RonJacksonMusic, and I'll have some cool content up there, different kinds of content, all original. And thank you for listening, everybody. And keep in touch, and we'll talk soon. And follow me everywhere at Ron Jackson Music. All my handles are Ron Jackson Music, everything. Okay. So everybody, have a great day, and I'll be seeing you guys soon for the next live lesson in next month. Okay. During the summer months, a lot of people are on vacation, but I don't know about right now these times, but a lot of people are out now. So we'll talk soon, everybody. Thank you very much, Ron Jackson. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.